What I'm going to demo today is the building of a shaft adapter that I want to use to put a flying disc onto a motor. So this hole up the middle is where the adapter would attach to the shaft, and then the flying disc would mount on top of this, and I'm going to show you how I built this today. So I'm just going to start up with a sketch in the XY plane because I'm going to be 3D printing this out. C for circle. And that's going to be the hub diameter. And since that's just for showing where the outer spokes went on the hub, I'm going to make that a construction line by pressing X. Hit C again. And it's going to be the centre diameter. And we'll also do another C for the hole for the shaft. So that's just the size of the shaft plus just a little bit of an offset for tolerance for that. Okay, so I'll just stop that sketch. And then we'll extrude this up for the base height. So now I'm going to design in the spokes to go around this centre hub, and to do that I'll create an offset plane. And then I'm just going to select the XZ plane for that, and that's going to be offset by the hub diameter. And then we'll create a sketch on that plane that we've just created. So we're just going to draw the profile of the spoke. So that's 4 lines. So I'm just going to select midpoint and make midpoint of this line match that with the origin. So now these are equally spaced. I'm going to use the dimension tool D and select both these lines. And that's going to give me an angle. And the idea I have here is that this leading edge is the one that will be pushing against the wing, and this trailing edge, hopefully that will try and help the wing when it gets up to speed slide off. Okay, so I'll just stop that sketch. I'll now see that we've got a spoke that we want to project onto here. Actually, that looks like it's too large a diameter. Yep, just measured that. That's too large a distance. Okay, so if I just edit this feature, so if I right click, edit, and it should be in the hub diameter divided by 2. That's more like it. So what I want to do next is to project this shape onto this face here, and if I just project it on, it's going to project onto this side and to the other side, so I need to split this face. So I'm going to split face. The face, I'm going to select that. The splitting tool, I want to be the XZ plane, and just say okay. So now we see there's a line there that split that. So what I'm going to do is project this face onto here, and I'm going to create a sketch. To hold that projection. And now I just say project to surface. So if I wasn't in the sketch at the time, it would ask me to select the sketch. So the faces, that face, and the curves. So now we see that it's making that kind of squished up, so it's not what I want. I want along a vector. And let's see if I can choose Y is that. So we've done it along the y-axis, and now we can see these are matching. So if I look at from the front, then we see these line up. So I can just click on OK there. Now the next thing is when I hover over here, I don't see just this shape being selected. So I've got to split these lines into the surface so that this becomes a selectable face. So I'll just do split face. And we want to split that face, splitting tool, select that line, and it doesn't seem to want to let me select that one, so it seems to be that I have to, and I'm just going to choose closest point. I want to split just along that line, and it won't let me select that other line, so I'll just say OK, and then I'll do the same thing again. So split face, I want to split that face, that sketch, something's disappeared. Okay, got that back again. So the splitting tool is on this line here, closest point, and say OK. So now we can see that when I hover over it, I can select that. So next, we want to create a loft. And for the profiles, select that one and that one. And I want to be able to rotate this part around this center body. So rather than join, I'm going to choose new body and then say OK. So now that I want to rotate this body around this, I'll select pattern, and it's a circular pattern. And we want to rotate the bodies. Body is that one. The axis is going to be the Z axis. So now we see, if I just fit that in, make it smaller, that we want 3 of those. So I'll just click on OK. And next I want to put a dome on top of here. So I'm going to create another sketch in the XZ plane, and select L for line. So I'm going to go from here up to there, just escape, and line again from here out to there, and somewhere up to there. And then I want a curve to join these lines, so I'll do a spline for that and select that point, a point near to the edge here, and then one up at the centre, and then just click on that to complete that. So if I select dimension tool and select that one, then that's going to be the dome height. So now I just want to make these two connecting lines smooth, so I think I can choose either tangent or curvature. So I'll just select one of those and select both lines. And now I just want to make that kind of like dome shaped, so I'll just drag that point until I get a shape. Yep, I think that one will do it. So now I'll just stop that sketch. And now I just want to rotate that face around there to give the dome. So we'll just do revolve and select that profile. The axis is just the Z-axis, and I think it's fine just to join that on. Next I want to make the hole go all the way through for that, so I'll just make these sketches visible. So I'm just going to do extrude, and we'll select that inner circle there, and the extent of that we want to go through all the way, and cut, and we'll just say OK on that. Next I just want to round off some of these corners here, so I'll just switch over to view that from the top, and then we'll put in a fillet. So we'll just select each of those, three edges on each one, and it's just going to be the spoke fillet. So the amount of round over that's on here is going to assist with the flying disc from sliding off, and that's it done. The videos for this tutorial were recorded using the Fusion 360 Screencast tool. This tool adds each of the key presses that you press on screen. So if you want to see those, I'll put links to those down in the description. I'll also put links to the Fusion 360 files also. Cheerio!